Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Happy freaking Monday, everybody. How you doing? How's everyone doing? How's everyone's day? I'm just double checking everything here. Everything seems to be going okay. We got Dakota in here. We got Mama Gels. Bushido's been in here for like an hour. He's finishing all the pretzels, hoping to share some with Scopes. How you guys doing? Welcome. Bushido! Thank you so freaking much, man. Just watch Alex's new Ferrari F430 prep video. Good to see the belly cam B-rolls are on point. Hashtag I like them big. I like them chunky. That whole video is chaotic, and I love it. And yeah, it was a good time. I can't believe that car still continues to haunt me, and I still have to continue to work on it. But you know what? Anything for the homies, am I right? Thank you so much for the donation, man. Truly appreciate it. Welcome. And yeah, hopefully everything, is it looking a little choppy for you guys at all? Just want to make sure everything's going good here before we hop into everything. Yeah, no, that was a ton of fun. The belly roll had me dying. I'm glad the editor kept that in there. There was actually a lot still cut out. We kind of went crazy with that for a little bit. Alrighty. Just doing some final checks here, getting everything set up and in position. But we are continuing with our journey to Santorini. So we knocked out about 3 legs last week. We're going to knock about probably 3 to 4 more out today. Smooth on your end? Awesome, thank you. But yeah, we should knock about 3 or 4 more out today. There's a couple 10-minute legs and then 2 28-minute legs. So we should be able to get to about our 7th leg or so, which is a good chunk of the journey out of the way. It should be a good time. So without further ado, if everyone wants to buckle their seatbelts, I'm going to get this bad boy loaded up. And we're going to be on our merry little way. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on your Monday afternoon. Hopefully the weather's nice for all of you out there. It's been freaking gorgeous here the last couple days, taking full advantage of it. Got out and did some actual RC flying this weekend, which was awesome. First time this year. Been messing around with the massive drone that I'm working with someone with. Absolutely huge, trying to get that thing all figured out. Weather for today's flight looking really good. Partly cloudy, 7 knots of wind. About a southeast direction. Looking good. Alright, we're just waiting for everything to load up here, and we should be ready to go. Is the Cessna 150 the Miata of the sky? I would say that a lot of like your home builds are going to be your Miatas of the sky. The 150s are really dope, though. I mean, it's a good. I would say it's pretty dang close. You can do slight aerobatics with them. They're so tiny. They're literally referred to as like if you're talking about like shitbox airplanes, you're probably talking about like a 150. Because those things are used and abused. So yes, I would say that the 150 is the Miata of the sky. You're absolutely right. Just like we have shitbox cars, we got shitbox airplanes. Okay, let's take a look here. Oh man, I love this game. It looks so freaking good. I think we are set to go. Let me take a look at this real quick. So this should be a really short one. I believe we're heading to LDSS here. So it should be a short, quick 10-minute flight or so. Make sure that's actually where we are. It likes to throw this thing around on me sometimes. No, are we here? Where are we? Yeah, we're right here. I think we're here. Yeah, so we are, heading to LDSS. Should be a grass runway, so another grass landing. Should be fun. And yeah, let's see what we're heading out here. Pretty much right where we need to be. We're going to take a little course correction on the way. We should be good to go. So we're going to go ahead and hide that down there. 088. We're going to be turning to 045. Cool. I think we are ready to rock. Let's just get everything out of the way. All right. Here we go. Drop some flaps. Get that parking brake off. We should be ready to rip. Welcome everybody. If you're just joining, we are continuing our journey from Croatia to Santorini. We are on our fourth leg of the journey. We got about 4 legs ahead of us this afternoon. Weather's beautiful. We are on our way. It might get bumpy. Very well. Thank you. Thank you. I've been practicing. So we're going to get our heading of 088 here. Continue to climb because I believe we have to go over some mountains in the distance. So we're going to get some good altitude here. Alrighty. We are flying right along the coastline here, getting a gorgeous view. So everyone have a good weekend. You guys watch the Super Bowl? I did. I made freaking those little smokies, cocktail weenies with some chili sauce and grape jelly just because I was really craving it. And it slapped. It was the best part of the Super Bowl is the food. Well, smoky. I know, dude. They go so hard. Did you ever play Star Wars, X-Wings, or pod racing as a kid? I never had it on like a console or anything, but I remember going to our bowling alley and they had like the pod racer game with like the throttle controls and stuff, and I would play that all the time. That game was so much fun. And then they got rid of it, which was sad. But sometimes you can still find it if you go to like arcades or something like that. K20, watch it for the commercials. Honestly, man, I was a little disappointed in the commercials this year. It felt like they were relying so heavily on just having celebrities in it, which, don't get me wrong, is dope. Like, I love seeing like some of my favorite celebrities and actors and musicians and stuff in there, but like, I feel like that's all they were relying on this year for like commercials, and like nothing was overly funny or like clever. I don't know. Like there was a couple that I enjoyed, but for the most part, I don't know. Wasn't overly hyped. All right, we're gonna bring this RPM back a little bit as we level out. We're at about 2,400 feet. Should be good. I think we're gonna cut right through these mountains here, so we should be golden. Hell yeah, pod racing is good. Yeah, dude, it was fun. I was never very good at it, but it was fun. Alrighty. Setting our trims here. Pull this back just a little bit. Yeah, that looked dope. Like some of the movie stuff, I'm excited for the new Guardians of the Galaxy. The Flash looked really good. I haven't been to a movie in so long. I think the last movie that we went to was the new Top Gun. Which was fantastic. Oh yeah, it's gonna take us right through this little gap in the mountains here. 045. The EV Ram commercial was good, even though like, however you feel on EVs, I'm not the biggest fan, at least of right now. I think it's way too early. But that commercial had me dying. That was a good one. That one, I thought the Pringles one was pretty good too. It was very relatable, getting your hand stuck in the can. Love that they played off that. That was funny. Okay, yes. Very, very important. Millie is walked. Millie is fed. Millie has been played with. We are good to go. She's a happy pup. She's got a full belly. She's a little tuckered out. She's waiting for her mom to get home, which should be in a little bit here, and I won't get yelled at this time. I even did the dishes to make up for last week. Alrighty, this should be a nice, short, and easy flight to kind of get us warmed up a little bit. I don't know why. I was kind of nervous starting this one out. Like I don't know why I was getting nervous. I don't want to crash, but I had some little butterflies going before we started up the stream. I was like, oh my god. But we're in it. We're getting warmed up. Cruz, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing great. How are you doing? We're talking about Super Bowl commercials. We're talking about feeding my dog because I totally forgot to last week when I started this, and it was chat was roasting me. But we're good this week. Yeah, Dakota, the new Top Gun movie is goated for sure. I really want to watch it again. Yeah, I don't know if the EV Ram. So, my mother, ladies and gentlemen, has had a Dodge Ram like my entire life, and usually trades it in, gets a new one every 4 or 5 years or so. And was wondering how she was going to take the EV Ram news. The good news is they're not coming out for at least another year or so. And then even when they do, there'll probably be a limited run of them. You won't be able to get your hands on unless you're paying like $100,000 or more. So yeah, I don't know. Pulling the camper, that range not going to be that great. That's all I'm saying. Emery, welcome. How do they get the flight plan on the MFD? I believe for like these bush missions, it automatically loads it up for you. I haven't been able to figure that one out in like actual just flying around yet, but I know for the bush missions, which we're doing here, it loads it up, which is nice. You're welcome, Maggie. Thank you for being proud of me for doing probably the bare minimum. Appreciate it. Alright. Change a heading here. Ever so slightly. And we should be coming up on our destination really quick. Yo, what's up, man? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream if you're just joining in. So what's going on? We are doing a bush mission. So basically just what Microsoft Flight Sim has loaded up in kind of these longer flights. It's meant to be kind of scenic, meant to be a little more laid back. We're in a Cessna 172. We are heading from a city in Croatia to Santorini in Greece, which is a gorgeous flight along the way. Follow the Mediterranean coastline kind of down. And we are on one of the legs here, so we're just cruising. We're having a good time. We're chatting and flying some planes, because, I don't know. Why not, I guess. Alright, let's take a look. So, we are on our final heading. So this should be bringing us pretty much straight in here. So we should probably start looking for that. Yep, airport should be straight ahead of us. So we're going to start bringing her down a little bit. Yes, cruise control. Feed your dog. Otherwise the chat will roast you. Alright, I gotta figure out where our runway is. I think that's it. Over to the left. I would imagine. I just realized that I haven't pulled my screen out. Oh no, I think it's right there. It's right in front of us. So we got to make a little bit of a correction here. I didn't pull my screen out, so it's like directly in front of me. And it's kind of a little weird. So I got to do that. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. I was wondering why it kind of fell off. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like flying off to my left. The controls are over here. I know, I need some sunglasses. Make this legit. Yes, barrel roll for sure. Very soon. Those were fun. Alright, I believe we are going to... I am going to do this completely the wrong way to enter this. But that's alright. I'm not a professional. But we are going to do a little bit of a pattern here. We're going to enter... flight pattern here. I don't think Dakota's drinking tonight. Is that the runway? It's gotta be, right? I honestly can't. We're gonna try it, and if it's not, it'll let us know. But I don't see anywhere else that would be the runway, so this is not how you were supposed to enter this pattern, but that's okay. We are going to do it anyway. Crab string spills all over the place. Alright. Runway, highway, what's the difference? That's what I'm saying. It's about to be the highway. Alright, so we should be right off to our left here. Yep, a little more. That's what's nice about doing this in like VR, for instance, is that you can kind of just look off wherever you need to and not really have to deal with like moving the camera manually. But again, it just doesn't look the greatest. Alrighty. We are on what should be our downwind leg of this approach. This is where we should have entered, but FAA ain't got to know. There's not snakes on the plane. No. No, no, no. Alright, we are going to drop some of our flaps here. Turn on our base. And then right into our final, because we're cutting her a little short. There we are. Yeah, there's a big old Larry. We got her. There she be. Now we'll find out real soon if this is where we're supposed to land or not. Let's go! Nailed it. I was confident the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. There we are. Real quick first leg completed. About 6 minutes longer than it should have been, but that's all right. We're having a good time. How many flights are going on tonight? Should be about 4. So there's a couple shorter ones like this, and then there's 2 a little bit longer ones that are about 28 minutes each. So we're going to try to do 4, 2 of the 10-minute, and then 2 of the 28 minutes. And it should get us pretty far. I think there's 10 or 12 total legs in this journey. So it should put us up to about 7. So next week we can finish out this journey, and then we can look at doing another one, which would be really fun because some of the other ones are in Alaska. There's another one, I think, in Colorado. You're in like a little Super Cub flying through the mountains, which is really fun. 4 for 4 locos. No 4 locos for me on this flight. I can't do those anymore. I'm old. GG's. Thank you for the GG's. Thank you, everybody. We're at the next one loaded up here. How old am I? I think I'm 26. I think that math adds up. I'll be 27 very soon here in March, but it feels like I'm 40 some days. Europeans got a little strip of grass in the field, look at it and say planes can land on that. That's literally what it feels like. It's funny seeing I watch a lot of videos and stuff like that, and a lot of like the aerodromes and airfields and stuff over there literally is just like someone's backyard. They're like, that'll do. That'll work. And they make it work. Jesus, no. It feels like it though. Alrighty, so load up the second leg here. Apparently my plane is all refueled. We're good to go. Let's get rid of this VFR map. So we're going to take off pretty much, take a immediate right-hand turn. This one's got a little more of a route to it. And we'll be coming in to land at the Mostar Airport, which looks really nice. It's going to be coming right through those mountains there, which will be beautiful. So, if everyone's ready, I think we're ready to rip. We're gonna watch Spy Kids doing this play. Yes. Dakota, did you bring your movies again? I know you didn't get a couple glasses back last time, and you were a little upset about it. I'm sorry, but we'll reimburse you. Alrighty. I don't need that much flap here. About 1 notch will do. Any chances there an airport like the Fast and Furious movie and fly a jumbo jet? Oh, 100%. They literally just go to like the Area 51 runway and just see how long it takes for us to take off. Guarantee it'll be 10 times shorter than what it is in the movie. Told you you'd be salty. All right. Here we go. 100-mile runway for real. I forgot that it doesn't reset your position on the runway. That was a little scary, but we got her. I was like, man, end of the runway's coming up really quick there for some reason. We made it. We're good. Might be a little bumpy back there. I apologize. We're on a mission. I definitely took a page out of Top Gun there. If I could have unswept the wings, I would have. This ain't no F-14 though. I'll split the throttles too, watch me. Just need one of them Thrustmaster throttles. That eventually is a goal. I would love to get into some Thrustmaster stuff. This SATEC stuff is really nice for this. I didn't move my freaking monitor again. What am I doing? But some of the real fun stuff, like more of like the light sport planes and your jets, love to get an actual joystick with throttle and everything. All right, there we go. That was super neat. I love that they had a bunch of different jets too. I think there was F-18s. I think there was an F-35 in there. That was awesome. Love seeing that kind of stuff. I think it was really cool too. The F-35 demonstration pilot at EAA this year was a woman, and she freaking killed it. Dude, flying a small thing must be the most stressful, or a small plane must be the most stressful thing in the world. I mean, it's a little more bumpier. It's a lot closer to the ground. I feel like you might have to deal with, you know, some other things compared to like commercial big jet and stuff like that. But I think you get used to it really quick. It's more of like an intimidation thing, just because it's just so much to deal with, like right out of the gate. But especially if like you're in a really populated area and you have like some larger, higher class airspaces, like a Class Charlie, Class Bravo, that gets to be a real nightmare when you're a small aircraft. You see the most recent UFO shot down, flew out of Madison? Is that for real? What does that mean? Like it started in Madison? What's Thomas doing? He launching UFOs again? More feedback? You mean it like with the other controls? So I don't think the SATEC one here has any feedback. Which most planes nowadays are, especially like your airliners and stuff, they're all fly-by-wire anyway. Damn! Daniel calling out Dakota. That's alright. I got left in the absolute dust because none of my cars are over 200 horsepower, so he made it further than I could. Bushido, I think you figured it out. I think you 100% figured it out. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like I enjoy it. I enjoy having to look everything over before doing anything nowadays. I don't know. It all must stem from this. It has to. In terms of what Dakota is saying, it's real. That's freaking nuts. I don't even know. What the hell? This shit going crazy lately. Oh my god, I still have my flaps down. I'm an idiot. I was wondering why I had to add so much down trim. Sean from Jamaica, it is a pleasure to meet you as well. Welcome to the stream. Alrighty. Did we... I wanted to check something. I wish it would tell me the elevation of this airport. Like ASL. So I could actually figure out what altitude to come in at. But it doesn't. Or does, nope. Oh well. We'll figure it out. Oil level check, warm up engine check, hit red line at least one check. That's basically about it. And then you're ready to go. Or at least shut it off. Okay, so since I'm a car guy and an airplane guy, what do you think about Saabs? Man, I honestly don't have any experience with Saabs other than seeing them and knowing some people that have had them. They seem to really like them. I know, like, Saab has the they have a couple jets. I don't know if they're still in commission or not, but they're pretty dope. Like, they look very unique. A lot of their planes very kind of forgotten about. Is the Viggen, Saab Viggen? Is that what it is? Is that the one jet? Oh no, Sculpts, we haven't done a barrel roll yet, but we should, because we just reached our cruising altitude. So we should be ready to hit a good old barrel roll for the boys, if you know what I mean. Saab cars were cool maybe 10 years ago. Nowadays they're mostly crap and annoying to get parts. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like that's the kind of case with any of those cars over here in the States. Star Fox 64 School Fight. Dude, Star Fox, such a good game. I used to play the shit out of that when I was younger. It was one of my favorites. That and Bomberman. Before I got into PlayStation and PS2. Started playing a lot of Ace Combat. Ace Combat 5 was like always in the PlayStation. Yeah, I think we're ready to hit a barrel roll. Everyone strap in. Dakota, please secure the beverage cart. We can't afford to have any more incidences back there. The Draken, that's the one I was thinking. The Viggen is like their, well, newest one. But the Draken is such a cool freaking jet. Alright, here we go. I get some, point the nose down, get some airspeed. Alright, here we go. Woohoo! Easy on the elevators, easy on the controls. There we go. Grew up with a lot of consoles. Yeah, I, in a sense, did too. My parents owned a hobby shop and they rented out video games and consoles. So like, I had access to a lot of like the older consoles. So, like I, did like the Nintendo, the NES, Super Nintendo. Never had the N64. My cousin did though, so we would play that. So we'd play like Perfect Dark and 007 on the N64 and Conker's Bad Fur Day. Oh my god, that freaking game, that freaking fever dream of a game. We would play all the time on N64, and then the consoles that I actually had at home were the PlayStation, which I'm pretty sure I just stole from my brother at one point, and then the PS2 I got for Christmas when I was really young, when it pretty much first came out, and I had that forever. I played that system for so long. I still have it. It's the big old chunky PS2. Still works. Still love it. And I'd play Ace Combat 5, Ace Combat 0. James, no! No! I was trying to get away with it. He just joined too. God damn it. Welcome, man. Thanks for hanging out. That's so funny. Yeah, Ace Combat 5, Ace Combat 0, always in rotation. Along with Ace Combat 4, obviously before 5. Some of the best games, I swear. And then Guitar Hero. Played the shit out of Guitar Hero. I still do. Dakota, yes, you do need to finish Ace Combat 7. At this point, you might as well just start over. Just in time for your performance. Glad to have you, James. Even if you do report me to the FAA. Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to keep me under control. Unlike my aircraft. Dreamcast is cool. I never played a Dreamcast. I did. My godfather had the Sega Saturn. I believe is what it was. Sega Saturn. There were some fun games on there. Was it Knights? Is that the one with like the purple chick that would fly around and stuff? Have I ever 100% full charted any songs on Guitar Hero? I believe I have. It was like one of the earlier list songs was a bit easier, but I absolutely have on Expert. And then accidentally at a one of the arcade bars in Appleton. I say accidentally because I went to select Expert and it went one too far and it went back to easy, and you couldn't change it. So I was like, all right, and I ended up just 100%ing it on easy, which wasn't that hard at all. But I can still say that I did it. Bushido, yeah, every now and then I do. I used to watch a lot of his videos a few years ago. I haven't kept up with him recently. But dude, some of those are crazy. I love watching that stuff. It's so funny. Please include a casual Guitar Hero segment casually into the podcast. That would be fun. I'd kick their ass. Dakota's really good at Rock Band. He's more of a Rock Band guy, which I never really played because I had my PlayStation and played that for the longest time. Like, I missed, and I know everyone's gonna be a little mad, I really missed out on like the Modern Warfare and MW2 days of Call of Duty and all that, and like Xbox Live, because I just didn't have I didn't have an Xbox until I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school, and like that was well into them being out and available. And ooh, getting a little bumpy. So I missed out on a lot of that, but I played a ton of Bad Company 2 on the 360, and then Black Ops and Black Ops 2. That was kind of like around where I came in. And of course, Battlefield 3 and 4 absolutely slapped. That's about where I came in on that console. So I came in like really late and missed a lot of that stuff. But it was still a lot of fun. Ah, dang. But yeah, so I didn't play like the Rock Band or anything like that. But Guitar Hero, like Guitar Hero 3 specifically, is the one that I played a ton of. Dude, Bad Company 2, one of my favorite Battlefield. I think out of all of them, I played probably Battlefield 3 the most of. Battlefield 4 is close, but Bad Company 2 is probably the closest to Battlefield 3 as far as amount of time that I've played. Those games were so much fun. The maps in Bad Company 2 were so good. They were just like built really well, like for the gameplay. I love playing Rush. Rush was probably my favorite game mode. Yeah, the Wii Sports stuff with like the balance board too. I remember when we got that. That was a crazy time. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't given 2042 a chance. I bought the game, and I played it once, and that might say something that like it just wasn't good, and maybe that's the case. But I really feel like I haven't given it the chance. I don't. It's just I feel like every Battlefield game after 3, it's like you just got to give it like a year before you can actually sit down and play it. And I feel like it's been long enough where I can maybe actually go in and it's a write-off of a game. I've heard it's just not the greatest. What did you guys think about like Battlefield 1? Love to know your thoughts on Battlefield 1. Because I absolutely loved it. I wish I played that game more, actually. But it was right around the time where it's like, I feel like, you know, it got into a habit of like, new games were coming out all the time for a while. And, you know, like between Battlefield 3 and 4, I feel like there was a decent amount of time where, you know, you just played the shit out of that game. And I really enjoyed Battlefield 1, but then it wasn't too far later that the other ones came out, and some other games came out at the time too, and kind of just stopped playing it. It's unfortunate because I thought it was a good game. I thought it was really good. The maps were dope. I loved the World War I aspect of it. The campaign was fantastic. I loved that style of campaign. Decent 7.5 out of 10. Still like Battlefield 3 and 4 better. Yeah, that's fair. 5 was okay. I like the planes in 5. And I just love like the history of like World War I and World War II, so that's probably why I enjoyed those. Bad Company 2 is the best. Yeah, it's up there for me. I'd say that some kid today would still say that some of the Zelda games are good, man. If I remember correctly, Dakota's playing through Breath of the Wild for the first time. Or he had played through Breath of the Wild for the first time. Man, we are just cruising. Oh my god, yes. Bushido, Battlefield Friends was like my favorite YouTube content a few years ago, or like back in high school and stuff. That shit was so funny. I remember me and my friends would just die laughing because of that stuff. They killed it with that. That was so funny. Currently playing through Breath of the Wild? Yeah, that's what I thought. Everyone that's played it, I feel like, loves it. Very good game. I know it's like super high rated. Hogwarts Legacy has taken over my life. I'm waiting until hopefully I get another paycheck coming in soon here so I can get that, because it looks fantastic and it's taking over my TikTok feed and I want to play it so bad, but it's like $70 right now. But yeah, I've been seeing so much of it. It looks so much fun. Ocarina of Time. But Shuda, I remember literally going through like each season and trying to find the bunny sniper in every freaking episode. I don't think I found them all. But I remember I was going hard. I was like, I'm gonna find it in every one of these episodes. And they're hard. Our RPM's going a little crazy up here. Pull the throttle back a little bit. Yeah, I know. The prices of new games are just crazy. Alrighty, I gotta take a look here, see where we are, because I feel like we should be coming up at our next spot pretty soon. So we just hit that waypoint. Let's take a look. So now we're about 082. Oh yeah, we're coming up real quick here. Got a couple more turns and we should be coming in. Damn, game of the year potential. That's saying something. No, I believe it though. I believe it. I'm sure they'll have some sort of sale, even if it's like $10. I feel like be a decent price for it, like $10 off. I hate to tell you, but games are just digital now. You don't even get a physical copy, and they somehow are able to charge more. Breath of the Wild's still $60 5 years later. That's just Nintendo being Nintendo, though. They can do that kind of shit. No one really cares. Yeah. And you guys played any of the Far Cry games? My first one that I played was 3. And unfortunately, I think that has ruined any other Far Cry game for me, because I don't think you can top 3. 3 was so freaking good. I heard 2 was really good too. But, dude, 3 was amazing. And I played through 4, and I was like, okay. It was cool. The location was kind of cool. And then everything after that just haven't been sold on. Nintendo sends a SWAT if you try to emulate or N64. Yeah, they're super like on it when it comes to like that kind of stuff. Far Cry 3 and 4 are good. Yeah, I didn't mind 4. I didn't mind 4 at all. Honestly, one that I was surprised at that I did really enjoy, and I bought it just because it seemed interesting, was Far Cry Primal. That shit was wild. Like, it was legitimately kind of scary to play that game. I feel like it was more of a horror game. It was like, at night, it was dark. in that game. Like a lot of times it's like they're like it'll be dark and but like it is dark in that game, and like you're literally just walking around with like a torch, and freaking wolves are coming after you, and you got these like saber tooths. That game was nuts. But I had a lot of fun with that one, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. SnowRunner stream tomorrow? I don't believe so. At least not for me. It is Valentine's Day tomorrow. But I would like to have another SnowRunner stream very soon, because that shit just gets rowdy and I love it. Okay, I believe our airport is coming up very soon here. Just making sure it's not right. Yes, I believe it is up there to the right. I believe. Or no. God, it's foggy up there. I can't really see. Take a look at the map. Let's see what our heading is here. So we're heading 116, 108. Yeah, 108. So we got one more turn yet. So we'll start our descent a little bit. Jack, yes, that will be coming in the future too. Absolutely. Unbound is fun. I wish there was a little more to the multiplayer in that game, so kind of wanted to give it a break for a little bit so it didn't get too redundant, but I would love to continue that. We gotta get our cars a little faster so we can get to some other tiers, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. Open up some new races. James, I'm not like super into horror games, or at least I haven't played a bunch in the past. Like the one that I do remember playing through and like what scared the absolute shit out of me was Alien Isolation. That game was absolutely terrifying. But I usually do watch a lot of the playthroughs for like the Resident Evil games because the storyline is so interesting. Jack said, I got the new Need for Speed because of y'all streaming. I have been having a great time. That's awesome, man. Yeah, no, the new Need for Speed, I feel like it got a lot of hate because of like the effects and stuff that they added, but it's a good game. Like, if you can get it for a good deal, like if it's on sale or something, absolutely check it out. It's a fun game. The modification is insane on that, which is really what makes Need for Speed so awesome. Hashtag's too spooky for me. Yeah, I get creeped out real easily. Horror games are hard for me to play, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I think... Alright, where's our runway at? There it is! I see it. Right in the middle of that valley. Corey, today we have Spy Kids 1 because Dakota had a lot of glasses stolen last time for Spy Kids 3D. He's a little upset about it. So he downgraded us to Spy Kids 1. Not saying Spy Kids 1 is a bad movie. Well, we ain't getting any 3D today. Yeah, let me spike my heart rate here back. I love, I remember back in the day watching a bunch of like the gaming YouTubers. They would hook up like a heart monitor or a heart rate monitor and stuff like that while they'd play freaking Slenderman and all that stuff. It was so funny. I loved watching that stuff. Seats are empty until the 3D glasses are returned. See, Corey's acting a little suspicious. Yeah, the flood in Halo, that was pretty wild. That was fun to play, though. I love messing with my friends so much on that. All right, we got the airport in sight. We're going to be lining it up here. Coming in for our landing. Drop some flaps. Get this baby slowed down. Slow her down. Part of Spy Kids 2 was filmed near where I used to live. That's wild. It's kind of a flex, honestly. I feel like I don't remember the plot of Spy Kids 2 all that well. 1 and 3 I remember very well. 2, it's like the middle child. I don't really remember that much of it. All right. To spy on stuff. Thank you for the the short summary, Dakota. Crab this one in and butter. I'll send you a cookie. I mean, I don't know about buttering it, but I'll try to crab it in a little bit. Woohoo! Oh! I tried my best. It'd be super fun in like a Super Cub or something. Super fun, Super Cub, get it? Thank you very much. Alrighty. Second leg of the journey. Well, actually, that should be about the fifth leg of the journey complete. Thank you for the GGs. Thank you. That was a bit of a fun one. James, I like the challenge. Appreciate that. Whew. I like some warm melted butter. We'll take it. That's what it was. Okay, Bushido, thank you for reminding me, in Scopes too. That's okay. Now I remember. Now. Pieces of it. I don't remember the full movie, but I do remember that line, and I remember like the map that they had created. They could like see stuff on. Corey, thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, I just needed a little refresher. Just needed to jumpstart the mind a little bit. Camel poo. Oh man, I can't believe I forgot about that movie. It's been a long time. Is that the one where Machete gave him like the jet too, or is that the first one? I feel like that might be the first one. Because I remember, I think McDonald's had a toy of the Spy Kids jet, and I wanted it really bad. Alrighty, just... finishing up that last one there. Aircraft has been refueled. We got another. This one should be about the same distance here. Get the game camera back up. That's number 1. Damn it. I was hoping that was 2. 2 was, I'm probably going to mess this up too, was 2 the one with like the submarines and stuff? That's 1, 2. Damn it! Oh my god! They had planes and submarines in the first movie? Man, they were doing everything. The hell is the budget? Unlimited? Who was with the Magnet Men? I need to watch Spy Kids 2 again, because I don't remember shit. See, now Jack's telling me there was a submarine in 2. I don't know what's going on. God. Alrighty. We got the game. We got the... Alright, we got it back up. Alright. We're going to start our third leg of the night here. Let's get this pig in the air. Isn't 2 where Grandpa gets kidnapped? Probably. I don't know at this point. I'm apparently wrong about everything that I'm even thinking about. Mr. Electric from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I want to say that, not like very recently, but recently enough, we watched Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Oh my god, does that movie not hold up? That movie is awful. It's so awful that it's awesome to watch. The concept is just insane. Alrighty. Get some altitude. Oh my gosh. She bumpy. Idea next stream is Spy Kids 2 watch party. At this point, I feel like we need it because I need to catch back up. I don't know what the hell is happening. Dream. It's so cringy to watch. And the CGI is so bad. It's so bad. Whoa! Everyone, hold on. Buckle your seatbelts. James, would you ever do multiplayer Microsoft Flight Sim and do landing challenges with subs or people that want to play? Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. We could figure out a way to organize that. I'd absolutely 100% be down. I've never actually done multiplayer on this with anyone because no one really has it. But I feel like that'd be a blast. Would you say better or worse than Too Fast, Too Furious? Shark Boy and Lava Girl make Too Fast, Too Furious look like the best piece of cinema ever made. God, that movie is so bad. I love this discussion we're having, though. We haven't even focused on flying at this point. We're just trying to jog my memory of what the hell Spy Kids 2 was about and talking about some of our favorite games, which is dope. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out on your Monday afternoon. I love that we're able to do this kind of stuff. It's so much fun. It's relaxing. Great way to start the week. Too Fast, Too Furious is goated, bruh. Should watch through the Fast and Furious movies again. I feel like it's been a long time. I honestly haven't seen, in my mind, Fast and Furious, the series ended at 7. And because I have not watched 8 or 9, and now 10, apparently the trailer just got released. In my mind, it ends at 7. I don't even want to acknowledge that other ones exist outside of that. Favorite Pixar's Cars movie? I've only seen the first Cars movie, and I still think it's really good. I heard 2 was alright, and I've heard really good things about 3 though. I've heard people really love 3. Bro, the trailer just melt my brain cells. Yeah, it seems about right. I mean, I'm hoping that this is it. And I feel like we've been saying that for years, and it still hasn't been the case. Once The Rock came into the picture, it was over. Damn. I just love that they also decided to bring in John Cena as well for whatever fucking reason. Remember John Cena, the guy from the Fred movie? Yeah. Dom's brother, apparently. First one was best because Doc was a great character. R.I.P. Yeah, whatever happened to Johnny Tran? They can just kill off Han and say that, nope, just kidding, he's alive. We can get Johnny Tran back. What car would Johnny Tran have if he came back in a new Fast and Furious movie? What car would he have 100K under the hood with? Thomas! What's up, brother? I heard you're releasing UFOs down in Madison. Busted! The new NSX? Honestly, that'd be kind of dope. That would be dope. Pontiac Aztek. I knew it was you. You were awful quiet during all this UFO stuff. New NSX, honestly, underrated car. That car is a beautiful piece of machinery. It's very expensive. And, way out of my league, but I got to drive one of the new NSXs when Dakota and I went out to visit Continental. And we got to drive them around a track. We got to drive a bunch of cars. We got to drive the M4, the M3, like the new ones, the M4 and M3, GR Supra, the C8, which I absolutely hated. Pretty sure it was just like a base model, original Z8, but not a fan. Drove a Dodge Challenger, and then what else? And then the new NSX, and the M4 and the new NSX, by far my favorite out of the lineup. New NSX, so good. It felt amazing to drive. Has a hefty price tag though, which is, I guess, makes sense, but it's a fun car. The C8 I was just not a fan of. It felt super light in the front, and the brakes were pretty much shot on it, so that probably didn't help either. But the steering wheel, I did not like the steering wheel. The shape was just goofy, and it just felt like it was in the way. angry Pontiac Aztek with meth injection. Cruise control, yeah, it has what's called torque vectoring. So it has like electric motors that assist it. So basically you can go really hard into turns and actually kind of throttle through turns more because it has differential torque vectoring. So like the outside motors will kick in faster and harder to keep it, it'll like push it, or like really pull it into the corner even more, which was really crazy to feel. And I thought like it was crazy to feel like when we did it, but then we got to do a hot lap with like one of their professional drivers who actually races like IMSA races in like the NSX, like the GT class and stuff. And he threw us around in that thing, and I thought it was fun when I drove it, and then it was just an entirely different animal with someone who actually knows what they're doing behind the wheel. Yeah, C8 was poopy. M4 was amazing. If I had 100 and some grand to just go dump on a car right now, it would be the new M4. That car is so good. Dakota really loved the Challenger, though. Said that was his favorite car. Man, we're getting some... Challenger was my least favorite. It was so funny. Because basically we were going out in groups, and we'd do 2 laps. It was like a lead follow style. We're on this like private race course out in Thermal, and a really dope course, and we're just following like a lead, and we're hauling, and we would just cycle between cars, do 2 laps, switch cars. And Dakota, I remember one point, got behind me, and he went from, basically we swapped. He was in the Supra, went to the Challenger. I was in the Challenger, went to the Supra. And my first car was the Challenger, and I was like struggling to keep up. I was like, oh my god, this thing is just a freaking boat, you know? And I remember we switched cars, and I just lost Dakota. Like, I couldn't fight. He wasn't in my rear view. I'm like looking behind, I'm like, where did he go? Like, we ended up like coming down and like doing kind of like the track loop back around, and I saw him coming over. I'm like, oh man, he is not having a good time with that car. Challenger equals no turns yet, dude. It wasn't like, it didn't necessarily like turn bad. Like, it felt okay. It's just such a big car, and like the brakes were just like non-existent in that thing. Car was balls. I agree. It sounded good. That was about it. Dodge challenge by turns. Yeah, for real. It was an odd choice to have out there with the mix of everything, I thought. One car that actually did really surprise me that we got to outside of like the M3s and the M4s were the new M240i's, like the newest generation of them. If you guys have seen the new M2, and you know, have your thoughts on that, which you will. But it's that generation, like that body style of the new M240s. Those cars absolutely ripped, and we did autocross with those, and I was really impressed. I thought they're comfortable, had a good amount of kick to them, and they handled amazing. Yeah, the 2 Series are slept on. You see it? Dakota agrees too. The M240s, they're kind of the underdog. We drove so many freaking cars. It was so much fun. I want to do that again. Yeah, all those cars they're good. It really opened me up to the world of BMW. Now, owning one might be a completely different story, but just getting to go beat on them and thrash them around a racetrack all day, I'm about it. I'll do that all day long. Kind of did. I did that for a whole week. I do own one. Oh shit, you're right. So 328i even still like count. Pretty sure Tire Rack uses BMWs for tire testing cars. Yeah, so we were out there on behalf of Continental. They were launching their new Sport 02, Extreme Contact Sport 02. It's a phenomenal tire, by the way. And it was pretty much hosted by the BMW Performance Driving School. So there was like just a fleet of like any BMW. They had like some of the big like SUVs out there. But of course, like for the Extreme Contact Sport 02, they wanted us in the performance cars, which I was totally down for. And yeah. Oh, Thomas, what car do you suggest I purchase? Which car brand do you associate with me? Woo. Thomas, I feel like I could see you something a little classy, but something still fun. Maybe like a RS line of like Audi, like a RS3. I think that'd be a freaking blast. Daewoo. Had me a Continental. Yeah, they put on a good show. That was a fun time out there. RS5 Sportback opinions? I'd have to take a look, to be completely honest. I don't know how much those have changed from like. Remember there was a while I was looking at like S5s and stuff. That was like the B8, B9 generation. I don't know what exactly the RS5 Sportback consists of in today's day and age. That better not be our airport up there. We've been flying for that long? I don't think we have. No. What's our code here? LDDU? No, we're good. All right. Freaked up looking at him. We'll do it to it, bud. The only thing with those, you just got to look at any common issues with them. How are those engines? Is that engine known for any weird issues? Transmission too. I know like the B8 S4, the DSG, not necessarily the greatest. Fun transmission, but kind of known for some issues. Oh, Maggie. Oh, Maggie. Oh, no. If I were to get rid of the Jeep, what car could you see me getting? Hopefully anything but the Jeep. I'm just kidding. If you like a Jeep, you can stick with the Jeep. I just like giving you shit about it. Ugh. I don't know, honestly. I guess if you're looking for something practical, maybe something more fun, like you're talking like an actual car or like, I don't know, a 4Runner. I would much rather see you in a 4Runner than a Jeep. 100%. 4Runners are extremely overpriced like Jeeps too, so it makes sense. You asked, all right? I don't know what to tell you. There's another car that did kind of impress me too. The TRD Camry. The TRD Camry. Pretty fun for what it is. There was another Continental event that we went down to their proving grounds, which is a massive facility that they have. There's so many tracks. There's off-road tracks. This giant skid pad, like absolutely massive skid pad that they flood with like an 1/8 inch of water. And basically we did like a wet autocross with TRD Camrys on this huge skid pad. Like you can see it from this like satellite, clear as day. Like this facility is near Uvalde, and it's like bigger than the town, like this complex. And oh, this area looks freaking beautiful, by the way. Damn, this is so cool. Anyway, but yeah, we basically did like autocross, and we're comparing tires with these TRD Camrys. That was so much fun. K20, thanks for watching the video, man. Yeah, so I realized I actually have been getting kind of a lot of heat for that video, which I guess is entirely kind of fair. I didn't realize that those cars were going to be such a limited production, and that the reason that a lot of people haven't gotten them is because they just can't at this moment. I mean, when I was looking around, like, they were listed for sale, like, dealerships said that they had them, like, you could go build one. There was nothing really out there right away that stated that they were, like, super far behind right now, or, like, very limited production, that people are literally waiting 2 years at the moment, which, if I knew, I absolutely would have said. I kind of screwed the pooch on that one, which is my bad, so I guess I kind of deserve it, but, no, I appreciate you watching the video, and I think that some of those points that I said still do, you know, exist. Is that the fact that, okay, yes, so there's limited production. Why? Why are they not making more of them if people are literally buying them like crazy? And I think it's just crazy that everything has to be like a hype release, and you have to like know someone to know someone and be like the first one in line and pay literally $20,000 to $30,000, literally double the cost in some cases, to get a freaking Honda Civic. That shit's crazy. Like, absolutely mind-boggling to me that that's still a thing. But because it's Honda, yeah, I thought they were better than that. So, I mean, yeah, and it comes down to, it's basically the same thing that we saw with the FK8. You know, it was kind of the same thing. It's like, came out, you didn't really hear much of it for the first few years, besides the people that really love Honda and were like on a wait list and paid $70,000 for a Honda Civic. So, hopefully in a few years, the used market will scoop them up, be a little more digestible. But yeah, like I said, I was getting some heated comments, which I can't really blame them for. I did kind of screw that one up, but I feel like some of the other points that I raised were still relevant. Oh, bumpy. What's my favorite Gen Z car? I can take that two different ways, but I would imagine like the Nissan Z. I'm a huge fan of the 300ZX, honestly. I love that car. And honestly, between like the 350 and 370, I'd probably have to say the 350 is a bit more of a soft spot in my heart than the 370. But yeah, I think the 300ZX is probably my favorite. Definitely the dealer's fault either way. You know, it's just crazy that they can continue. What's crazy to me is that you can go on like Car Gurus, freaking Auto Trader, and they have them listed for 44.3, 44.6, like right at MSRP. Yet you call them. They're like, oh, yeah, so just so you know, there is going to be an adjusted price on that due to high demand. And it's like, then how in the world can you have it listed for $44,000 if it's not $44,000? Because the adjusted price is literally like $20,000 more. $64,000 for a Honda Civic. That's insane. Thinking back, would you prefer your RX-8 over the FRS based on driving feel, experience, and performance for both being pretty slow cars with stock motor? It's funny you say that, James. I honestly compare. Now, obviously, they're completely two different engine platforms, but the experience with the RX-8 and the experience with the FRS, very, very similar. I mean, they're both sub 200 horsepower, rear-wheel drive coupes. Well, in a sense. And I feel like the driving experience is very similar. The only difference is that the RX-8 has a different engine and it revs out way faster, or not, way higher, and it's so smooth. But I wouldn't say, I feel like they have their own place. I do miss the FRS a lot, but I still do love the RX-8. Rather get a GR Corolla. I feel like it's going to be the same thing, though. Unfortunately, it's just like how these new cars are. It's like, hey, really cool that they're out now, but you still have to wait 5 more years for them to actually be somewhat attainable. Was the Ford Focus RS like that? I feel like it was kind of like that for the Focus RS too. I feel like those cars are still going for $40K. I feel like they never came down in price. Corey says, actually, they can't anywhere as it's a bait and switch. FTC has been clear about that. No one wants to take dealership to court. That's literally what it feels like. They know it's wrong, but no one's going to call them out on it. I mean, what are they going to do? What's it worth, you know? 30s easily. Yeah, I feel like they're still way up there. But I get it. They only made that car for a few years, so that one makes a little more sense at least. That's why it got discontinued. Yeah, it was like they shot themselves in the foot. Like, Jack Z32. Sorry, I meant to clarify that. Yeah, come back to the Civic Type R. I think it's a fantastic car, and like I mentioned in the video, everyone that has gotten their hands to drive one has absolutely loved it, and you know it's very comparable to the FK8, so like there's no reason that it shouldn't be good. It's just they keep doing this thing with like the price and availability, which is unfortunate. But on the other side of the coin, though, a lot of these other cars have been just as hard to get. And I still feel like there's a reason that everyone went with the Z and the new WRX. The new WRX, I guess, wasn't hit as hard. But like the Z, for instance, everyone wanted the Z. Everyone got the Z. No one was really chomping at the bit, at least in the world of big YouTubers, to build cars on their channels to get the new Type R, I feel like. Now, I could be wrong about that, and it could be just pissing more people off, but we'll see. Honestly, I hope the manufacturers just ditch dealership in the future. Dude, if I could just buy a car straight from a manufacturer and not have to deal with a dealership, that'd be so nice. It's funny you mentioned the RX-8 being smoother than the FRS. It's been one of my biggest complaints with the BRZ, that it still doesn't feel as smooth as it should in my mind. Yeah, I think it's just like the way with that engine now. It's an opposing cylinder engine, so it should be smooth. It does operate pretty smooth, but depending on, like, I noticed like with my exhaust setup, when the unequal length headers, because we wanted that, you know, Subi rumble, it did get rid of a lot of the smoothness. Everything did feel a lot more bumpy in a sense, I guess. I don't know. Not a good way to put it, but all right, I'm gonna take a second off the chat. I'm gonna focus on this landing here real quick. James just got me thinking about crabbing it in now. Woo! We're good. Yeah, practice that a little more. We got enough runway left, though. We'll be good. Alrighty. Terrain. Good stuff. All right, third leg complete. Now, I think the last one for tonight, it's another quick one. So we're going to take just a breather here and drink some water. But we'll do one more tonight. It should be quick, probably about 15 minutes or so. Only puked a little. GG's. Jack, yeah, I think at some point they're going to have to. I hope they would. Shifter's almost a little too notchy. See, I love myself a notchy shifter. When I drove the new BRZ, there was the owner had fitted a IRP chassis mounted shifter into it, and it was just like that felt so good to me. I loved it. Almost struck the key there is almost. Have a good night, Mama Giles. Thanks for hanging out. That's right, Jack. Any landing you can walk away from. That's what I live by with my RC planes, too. Alrighty. Well, I've been enjoying the conversation here. We're getting on some pretty spicy topics, and I like it. So, we are going to close out here with one more flight. Should be quick 10-15 minute, showing estimated time of about 10 minutes 53 seconds, but with takeoff and landing and all that good stuff, should probably take about 15 minutes or so. So We're going to get started on our last leg of the night here. We're going to get this thing up in the air. Again, thank you guys for hanging out, shooting the shit. Been really enjoying the conversation tonight. It's been fun. Valve! Thank you for the reminder. Yes, if you guys haven't, make sure to like the stream. Really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please remember to do that. Thank you for the reminder, Valve. Appreciate it. Whoa, 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 whoa. I want to adjust my chair, and I just forgot that my feet were on the rudder pedals for a second. Almost went off-roading. Pretty much a straight departure out. Nice and simple. Yo. Alright, trying to adjust everything. We got some gnarly wind coming from the south here. Yeah. You're not wrong, James. Bushido coming in with the heaters. What cars are timeless and could be mistaken for something newer than it really is? Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like this may be a little biased, but I feel like the second gen Mitsubishi Eclipse, as well as the 3000 GT, I feel like maybe not like you'd be like, oh wow, that came out like recently, but like I feel like those cars could have came out in like the mid to late 2000s and would fit in just fine. Trying to think of some other ones. Got my brain working, but those two Mitsubishis I feel like are ones that really came to mind. Jeep coming out of the plane next can land on any train. For real. You put big enough tires on these planes, you can land them anywhere. I've seen it. Down at EAA this year, there was a Cessna 170 tail dragger doing the Stoll competition. As a big old heavy plane to be doing that kind of stuff, but he killed it. I think it was just like completely gutted for the most part and just had some upgraded suspension and big old balloon tires on it, but everything else was stock and he was just running her. Just a heavyweight out there having fun. Bashida, I'm trying to come up with some more answers to your question there. I'm struggling. Oh my gosh. This wind coming off the coast is crazy. We are dog tracking like nuts. The Ford Monty. I feel like the 370Z too. I mean, granted they did make that car for like 20 fucking years. But I mean, I feel like you could literally put just a slight facelift to it and I could still see it as like a new car. Oh! Is that traffic? James, that's not close enough for a near miss, is it? I'm not going to have to report that. S2K, F... Oh, man, James... Bushido had those answers. He had them ready to rip. S2K, yes, absolutely. FDRX7, for sure. With the fixed headlights. NB Miata S15, R34. Oh, my eyes were close. Good. You didn't see anything. I think those are great answers. S15's a good one. The only thing that I think dates the S15 a little bit is the taillights. The Grand Am Grand Prix taillights. But the FDRX7 for sure. Ooh, Jack with the hot take. R33 GTR over R34. I like the R33. I honestly don't think I can have an opinion on that because I've never driven or had an experience with any of those cars. But I don't hate the R33 at all. I think it's still a really good car. A lot of people don't like the looks of it, but I think it looks just fine. I think it was like at the time like the perfect next step for that generation. Don't tell the 11-year-olds. Yeah, they'll get really feisty about it. Mario! We can do a flip. We'll do a loop. It's about time. We haven't done a loop yet tonight. We can make that happen. Let's gain some altitude quick though, before we run her into the ground. This is the last journey or last leg of the night. We gotta do something crazy. Just don't tell James. There. Get about to maybe 3,500, 4,000 feet. We should be good. Yeah, the R33 versus R32 versus R34. FA computers crash again. Free for all. Let's go. Perfect timing. Yeah, that argument I don't think will ever die. I think people will always have a debate on that one. All right, here we go. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try something crazy. It might work, it might not. But we're going to see. Alright, here we go. Now check this out. Oh! Wow! It kind of worked. I tried to do an avalanche, which is basically just... Oh, getting a little fast. It's basically just a loop with a snap roll at the top. But I accidentally did a tumble instead of a snap roll. It worked. It worked. It was so crazy. And we didn't die. And that's all that matters. I tell you what. If I end up getting a joystick for this, we're going to grab the extra 300. What was it? Is it a 330 in this game or is it a 300? We're going to grab the extra 300 or the Zlin or something. And we'll do some aerobatics. Put your mask on before you help others. The bag is... The oxygen is flowing even if the bag is not inflating. That'd be fun. I'd love to do some aerobatics. I think that'd be a blast. I'll definitely have to invest in a joystick eventually, and we can do that. I think that would be a lot of fun. Put on a whole ass air show. It's coming from the world of RC and the iMac. I do know a lot of legit aerobatic maneuvers and how to execute them. Ooh, James throwing in one from left field. I think the Toyota Serra. I know, yep, Google if you don't know it, could be pulling off his more modern car, early 90s projectors and butterfly doors. Those cars are pretty neat. Not a K car, though. Don't call them a K car. Pretty dang close, though. You slightly change the headlights, it could work. I could see that. It's basically a crop duster cosplaying as an A10 Warthog. I'll have to try that out. Inspired the McLaren F1 door design. Damn. McLaren just stealing from Toyota. Not giving a damn. Alright. I didn't look. Is this next airport? Is it a grass strip? Is that it down there? Is it coming up a lot? Oh my god, it's coming up a lot sooner than I expected. We're good. You think new cars look too futuristic, angry looking, too sharp? And you know, at first, yeah, I think obviously any of like those next generation cars, everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's too much, it's too much. Especially like when you look at like the concepts and stuff like that, and then they end up dialing it back a lot. But the only ones that I feel really are guilty of that are the EVs. I feel like they go way too futuristic and aggressive with the styling of EVs. Like, it's just trying way too hard. But overall, I think most of like new cars, they tend to age pretty well. Just do another loop or lose altitude real fast. Yeah, for real. All right, we gotta slow this puppy down. We'll make her. We got her. Yeah, but she'd agree with you on the Hyundai stuff. For sure. Ooh, we're coming in hot. Man, this wind is gnarly. Woo! Settle her down, settle down, settle down. There we go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy for the last landing of the night. Slow her down, come to a nice stop. And there you have it. 4 legs of the journey complete. 14 minutes on the dot. Let's get it. Nice way to close out. Did I hear about the near miss at the Austin airport recently? I've heard that that's just been kind of a frequent thing recently, which is a little scary. I feel like there's been a lot of those incidents lately at some big airports. I don't know if I've specifically heard about the Austin one, but I have seen some of the other near misses lately. It's terrifying. But with everyone looking to travel again and how busy freaking airports and airlines have been, I guess it's really no surprise, unfortunately. Bashir, thanks for using Jelly Airlines. We lost all your baggage and passport. Sorry, not sorry. Please return 3D glasses. If you're thinking of this turn this plane around, yes. Please return the 3D glasses so we can watch Spy Kids 3D next time. Dakota would really appreciate it. But that is going to end it for tonight. Thank you guys once again so much for watching. If you guys haven't, please make sure to like this stream before you close out for the night. It has been an absolute blast doing this, you guys. We're going to keep continuing to do this. Absolutely love it. It's a great way to start my week. Love having the conversations with you guys. We're just cruising along, flying planes, and talking about cars. I couldn't really ask for a better way to spend some time with some really dope people. So thank you guys so much. We will see you next Monday at 7 p.m. You guys have a great rest of your week. Take care.